Hello. I just wanted to talk about the thing in Vegas, and I've noticed a lot of liberals, it's already starting. And my friend had told me when I woke up this morning, oh, here we go. Here comes the gun control arguments. Yep, and it started already. It's already divisive as shit, because I've got into it with a few liberals now who are like, oh, ban the guns, the guns are the problem, There's not that many mass shootings comparatively, or in comparison to how many guns are sold. Furthermore, 80% of gun crimes are committed by unlawful possessors of firearms, not lawful possessors of firearms. So that means less than a fifth of people with guns, lawful guns, actually commit crimes with those guns. The rest of the gun crimes are done with unlawfully possessed firearms. So that kind of changes the perspective of things. But as far as that goes, let's not use this chaotic event as a reason or a political means. Everybody's mad at me, but the liberals are using this for gun control already. Why do we gotta make this a big thing about guns when, okay, he was on the 32nd story of a building from what I was told. What if he had 10 bottles of alcohol, high-proof alcohol, and handkerchiefs, and just set a bunch of Molotovs off and threw them out the window? So then do we ban glass bottles, alcohol, and handkerchiefs, lighters, Where does that end? Who draws the line? And then we look in countries like England, where with the ban of guns, an increase in knife crime has been observed, deaths by knives included. Well, this just goes back to show, the problem is clearly the people's mind and the way they're thinking, not the tools they're using to accomplish their goals. So, take away guns, people will use knives. Take away knives, people will use clubs. Take away clubs, people will use rocks. Remember, there's a lot of religious people. Look at the Bible and the ancient, they would stone people. They still do. Some of those places over there, the more poor areas, they will throw rocks at you and try to kill you. So the thing is, if somebody wants to kill you, they're going to try to kill you. A crazy person's not just going to say, oh, you know what, I can't get a hold of a gun. Let me just stop mass murdering because it's too hard. That's not how that works. They're crazy. They're not thinking like that. So, you're trying to apply logic to somebody who is way beyond that point to begin with, and that's just illogical in itself. Now, it's crazy all those people died, and it is very sad. But, politicizing this as a way to further regulate weapons, I don't think is the appropriate remedy, given how easy it is to create using, homemade products. The products you can get at the store to make some pretty dastardly devices anyways, and you can't just go around banning everything, because then we have nothing. Things are dangerous. Life's dangerous. Living's dangerous. You gotta be prepared, but you can't overdo it, because then when you overdo it, you end up with a worse situation. Because think about it like this. Look at the math. If 80% of gun crimes are committed by unlawfully possessed firearms, then those gun owners, the majority of gun owners, if you take away their guns and they don't have any guns, then guess what? Now 100% of crimes are going to be committed by unlawfully possessed firearms. And then that also places the people that wanted to protect themselves, the right to safety and security in their homes that I thought we were afforded in this country. The people that wanted to do that, they can't do that either. They could get killed. We got gang crime. We do. We have bad gang crime. It does happen. Gangs will literally break into people's houses. They have something against them. They'll kidnap, abduct people and everything. It does happen. As much as they think it's not realistic, it is. It happens. I've seen it. Not in person, but... Well, I've seen some shit in person, but nothing that extreme. But I've heard about it. But this is fucked up. This is further going to divide the liberals, because I've never had an issue with guns at all. They've never bothered me. I'm not scared of them. I don't have one. I don't really have a desire to have one. But if me and my friends are walking down the street and he's got a gun on him, I actually feel safer, because for one, I know he ain't gonna shoot me, because I don't hang around those type of people that are that fucking stupid that would do shit like that. And for two, I know if anybody were to pull up on us, then with a gun, a criminal with a gun, then we'd be safe, or safer. That's how I feel about it. So it confuses me how they can take and cherry pick the numbers to liberals and say, oh, well, take away guns and then there'll be less gun crime. I mean, that may happen, but then there'll be more innocent people dying because they can't defend themselves. So, that trade-off may be worth it to you, but it's not to me. And it's not to a lot of people because you only have one life. So, if they can't defend themselves and they die, they don't get another shot. The gun violence might go down overall, gun crime, but it was without that person's consent. Like that they lost their life and they had the ability to keep it, and the government chose rather than them what they could do and what the value of their life was. And I think it's inappropriate. I don't think it's ever appropriate for the government to decide what the value of your life is through legislation. And I think that's a direct violation of the Constitution. So I think the Second Amendment was put there to verify that the government never had access to things that we didn't, so they can never be tyrannical, which is why this country was formed to begin with. Obviously, those were the ideals of our founding fathers, that they wanted us to be free. So, if the government has a bunch of crazy weapons, which they do already, tanks and rocket launchers and everything else that we don't have access to outside of the black market, and yeah, we just have access stuff to the black market, but if something happened and we weren't in the right, and enough of them, then we get demolished. And then that's tyranny. So that's obviously why that's there. That prevents that. If we have access to the same things they do, they can never have more than we can, and we can always defend ourselves. But as it stands, we already can't defend ourselves. Why let them take even more away from us? Not saying I plan to fight the government or nothing, but look at the world, man. Look at the social climate. Anything could happen. Anyways, I have to go to the bank. Y'all have a good day.